We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Alright guys, it is here, it is time. I am super pumped. I have been looking for a reason. I've been shooting my trail runs on the GoPro Hero 3 Plus for a very long time and just never really been able to find a compelling reason to upgrade. So I am super excited that the GoPro 7 has purportedly come out with the difference maker, the hyper smooth, the anti-shake, the gimbal killer feature. So I thought, given that I'm, 4 generations behind, it was probably time to invest in the GoPro 7. So I thought I would share with you what this box opening looks like, and then we will take it out on the trails and we'll shoot a little bit of footage with it, and we can see if in fact this is the difference maker. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Very fancy packaging, at least. Thought I'd try a second camera with the old GoPro and see how that works. So, what comes in the box? Not a whole hell of a lot. You got your GoPro 7. You got a little mount. You got your battery. And you got your charging cable. And that, my friends, is all there is to it. That, my friends, is all there is to it. Super excited. Comes with a picture of a turtle. Filming a turtle at some point would be kind of fun. So I'm not going to talk a lot about specs and all that kind of stuff because there's a lot of camera people that are a lot smarter than me that have already gone through that, but I will show you how I use this as a runner. I'm super excited. It's super tiny, easy to carry. You know what, I'm going to take a little bit of footage with using my gimbal, and I will take a little bit of footage without the gimbal and see in fact if the new technology is at a point where you don't need a gimbal anymore. I suspect that we're not quite there, but it sure looks like we're super close. So that, my friends, is the GoPro 7. Not a whole lot to it. Alright guys, let's have a look outside. Alright, we're trying this thing with the gimbal. This little segment is with the gimbal, and then we will try it without. Let's see what it looks like. Also check out the microphone. Handheld, no stick, no gimbal. Let's see what this hyper smooth can do.
bit lower light. The sun has gone down, so we'll see what this looks like in lower light. Alright, good morning. It is about 5:55 in the morning on Wednesday. I am at NP Stairs. We are going to test out the GoPro 7 in lower light and see what it does. Testing GoPro 7 for a little low light conditions. It's about 5 to 6 in the morning. We're at Walterdale Hill, November Project, Canada, and we are going to run some hills and see how this stabilization works in the low light. I don't know. I don't think the low light's all that awesome.
Break my heart. You lost your nerve, I lost my cool. You don't like me and I don't like you. Go ahead, baby, just break my heart. Hear me out, hear me out now. Hear me out, hear me out. Hear me out, hear me out now. Do me a favor, don't do me no favors, no. Hear me out, hear me out now. Hear me out, hear me out. Hear me out, hear me out now. Do me a favor, just break my heart.
All right, guys, 16 weeks to go till Costa Rica. You got to see another week of training, and this week I got to play a little bit with my new GoPro 7. So I hope you enjoyed this. Gave you a little taste of what a training week looks like for me. I usually try and hit November Project stairs on Wednesday mornings, hills on Fridays. I do a little bit of strength training Tuesdays and Thursdays. I get in for a long run sometime on the weekend, and that just depends on the week, but always Croissant Club on Sunday, and I'll share some of that with you. So as far as the GoPro 7 goes, this is a no-brainer for me, and it was an easy decision because I was upgrading from a Hero 3 Plus. So 4 generations of upgrade was pretty easy. You saw some of the stabilization versus gimbal stabilized versus handheld stabilization within. It's pretty darn good, but I gotta tell you, I don't think it's gonna be replacing my gimbal anytime soon. Also, as for low light, I think you saw that, yeah, the GoPro 7 will not be my low light camera anytime soon. But you know what, that's fine. That's not what it's designed for. I was not expecting it to do a whole hell of a lot in low light, but it worked quite well at the science park there along the river. For my purposes, you know, it's going to allow me to get some stabilized footage where I might not otherwise pull out the gimbal. It's certainly easier to pull this guy out of my pocket than have to deal with a gimbal and the full-on mirrorless camera as well. So I suspect that traveling and vlogging, the GoPro 7 will come in quite handy. The microphone wasn't quite as good as I'd hoped it would be, and it works great for picking up the ambient sounds of the run, the trails, that kind of thing. I was hoping for a little more with the vlogging, but you know what? It is what it is. The stabilization, like I said, was pretty impressive. I haven't even touched on the slow motion frame rates, so the 120 or the 240 frames per second. It's night and day difference from my 3 Plus. The screen you can actually see on the back of this, so it actually has a display, whereas the Hero 3 Plus, you were flying blind all the time. So I'm super pleased with the upgrade. It was definitely worth the money for me to move from the 3 Plus to the 7. Obviously, I think that's a bit of a no-brainer. I don't think it'll replace the gimbal for me anytime soon, but it certainly does a hell of a good job with the stabilization. So I was pretty impressed overall. I just wanted to show you today a little bit of my training and a little bit of how I use this thing. So, you know what, the main thing is get out there, get active, record that shit, get creative, and do your best to get out there and make beautiful shit happen. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.